The vice president was speaking on the air on national television this morning, and they had to interrupt his presentation, or the coverage of his presentation. You can see the CNN International. It's on zillions of websites now. They had to interrupt it with breaking news. He was speaking of our gun laws and whatnot, with breaking news that there was a school shooting going on in Taft, California. And so the beat goes on. Sheriff Joe Arpaio of Maricopa County, mcso.org, Maricopa County Sheriff's Office.org is the website, and is back with us. Hey, Sheriff, welcome back to the program.
Nice talking to you again.
Thank you. You believe that you have a solution to these school shootings. What is it?
As far as I'm concerned, it's a stopgap solution until someone does something other than always talk about it with all their task force and politics involved. So I decided to send out the posse. 20 years ago, I sent the posse out to the malls because of violence before I became sheriff, and for the last 19 years, there's been no violence at the malls during the holidays, so why not start using the posse to patrol around the schools?
Well, might that not be mixing up causation and correlation? I mean, there's been no violence in most malls in the last 20 years, nationwide.
Well, we've had violence at the malls. I'm not talking about everybody being shot, but we've had violent activity. That's why I called out the posse.
Okay.
And
so this school in California this morning, the early reports are that they had a full-time sheriff's deputy who was patrolling that school, and yet he wasn't able to stop a student from coming in with a concealed weapon and shooting another student, apparently in science class. Now, this is all early stuff. But how would your posse standing outside the school catch somebody carrying a concealed weapon into the school?
Well, maybe that should be the key. Catch them before they get into the school. So my theory is when you have marked cars around the schools, would my posse having automatic weapons and semi-automatic weapons, maybe somebody, the bad guy may say, I'm not going near that school. So it is as a deterrence or prevention also.
Well, if he's suicidal, wouldn't he just shoot up the posse?
Shoot up the posse?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think that's going to work. You're not going to be able to shoot up any posse. If they do, we'll have enough ammunition and guns to retaliate.
I believe it's the Chicago Police Department defines an officer in a firefight situation successfully hitting a target 1 out of 5 times as good shooting. Basically, it's not the phrase they use.
Pretty good shots. I even have a movie actor as part of my posse, Steven Seagal. He's probably the best shot there is in the country. He carries an automatic weapon.
You think he can hit? He can hit more frequently than 1 out of 5 times in a high intensity firefight situation?
Well, I don't know about those circumstances. Why are we picking out some selected situations?
Well, the reason I'm asking is because I'm wondering if those other 4 bullets are going to hit kids. It's like, do we really want firefights going on around our schools?
Well, do we want firefights going on anywhere, on a street corner? Are you worried about I just had a deputy that was shot, and he's in critical condition. And I had another deputy a year before, right to the hour, that was killed with an automatic weapon.
Right. So these guys both had guns, and their guns didn't protect them.
60 shots to take them down. They didn't have automatic or semi-automatic weapons. So they're going to have it because I'm arming all my deputy sheriffs with automatic or semi-automatic weapons.
So these sheriffs deputies of yours were armed, and their weapons did not protect them, right?
Well, I think if they had more firepower, the situation would have been somewhat differently. Why not arm my deputies with the same firepower that these bad guys have? Why should they be less?
Because if you look at, I mean, what you're describing is the situation basically in several third world countries. I was in Uganda at the end of the war with Idi Amin, and I understand Somalia is pretty much like that right now, what you saw was local militias that had gotten their hands on a whole lot of weaponry that, were using that weaponry, and people would use guns. They'd come in with automatic weapons or automatic weapons. People would use automatic weapons, and they'd come in with rocket-propelled grenades.
Are you against guns?
I am suggesting to you that if we reduce the number, instead of amping up how well-armed we are, if we amped down how well-armed we are, we might have less of this violence. I'm not against guns.
That's not my opinion. There is a Second Amendment, and we've had guns for hundreds of years,
right.
And people have a right to purchase a weapon if they want to. The only thing I would say is, if you do have a weapon, do a little training at the pistol range. My posse have been through the same requirements as regular deputies, over 100 hours of training and also refresher courses. A lot of them are ex-cops, military, doctors, lawyers.
What are they going to do when somebody shows up with a shoulder-fired rocket launcher?
Well, I do have a .50 caliber machine gun too. I don't know if you like that.
Yeah, that would take it out probably, but it's like somebody would have to get to it and aim it and everything, and then then it's back like your two deputies that you just described who got shot. One was killed, even though they were armed.
So, would you like me to arm them with knives? Is that?
No, I'm wondering why you're not calling for national regulations that say we're going to do with military weapons what we did with machine guns in the 30s.
You'd ask me why. I'm a law enforcement guy.
Right.
I'm not a politician or just
no, I get it.
Talk and nothing gets done.
Okay, good point, mate.
I'm talking like a law enforcement guy, which I am, 50 years.
Yeah.
Did work in Turkey, involved in gun battles. Mexico,
I got it.
Involved in gun battles.
I got it. Sheriff, we're out of time.